Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. Today I have a box that is actually holding a birthday present. Well, it's not actually holding the birthday present, but it's holding a DS game, a Nintendo DS game, because my son Luke turns 8 in a few days' time, or if I've timed this right, it's actually his birthday now. Anyway, 31st of July, that's his birthday. And one of the things he wanted for his birthday was a new DS game, and you know, they're okay, you can wrap them up just in a bit of paper, but it's so obvious what it is. So I decided I was going to make a box for it. Now, this isn't the actual game he's getting, he's had this one for a while. But as you can see, it's a very snug fit. So if I tip it out, that's how it comes out. And I wanted it to be a box that he could use at a later date. He could keep, hide things in it. But also, it's a really quite a good size for holding all sorts of things. You could fit those nice bars of green and black chocolates in there, because this is quite thin. It's only a couple of centimetres. Yeah, it's only 2 centimetres deep. So that's the project today. I've made a kind of belly band for it, and his name is Luke, so I used the Big's die, the alphabet die, to pull his name, to cut his name out, and it's just a belly band. So I'm going to put that to one side, put the DS game to one side. I'm going to quickly do the scoring for you on a piece of scrap cardstock, just so that you can see what I'm doing. And it measures 7 inches by the full A4 length. Now, you guys in America who've got shorter cardstock, I'm really sorry, you're going to have to do yours in paper or 12 by 12 card, because you need, as much length as you can. I'm only going to give you imperial measurements now, because this was beyond complicated to make anyway. It really was. This has taken about an hour and a half to put together, just working out the measurements. So please do look at my blog details below, and that will take you directly to the project where I will have put metric measurements for you. So back to this one. So with the full length across the top, you need to score it at 2.5 inches, 3 1/4, 8 1/8, and 8 7/8 of an inch. And then turn it around. Now you can either score it at 6/8 of an inch, but your fingers get in the way. It's simpler to do it at 6 1/4, rotate, and 6 1/4. It's the same measurement, it doesn't make a difference. It's just, so you're not trying to do this and score over here with your hands backwards and forwards and what have you. So I can move the scoring tool out of the way. The way to cut is basically, we want these little squares to be, free moving. So you cut all of them all the way up, but because this is quite a shallow box, you do need to make a little nick, just so it folds closed easier. So I'm not going to show you all of that. I'm not going to show you how to burnish and fold score lines. You've seen it before, it's on all my videos. So what I'm going to do is say goodbye to that and bring in this one that I have already done and prepared. And as you can see, hopefully you can see against my hand, I've done all the little notches all the way along. I've folded it, burnished it, and now we're going to put it together. Now this is Naturals white cardstock, which is lovely, because the designer series paper I'm going to use for this one is the Eastern Elegance, and it just sits really nicely with it. So these ones here I've folded over, they're going to attach to this, because this is actually essentially the bottom of the box. So as I've done before, you just line it up and hold for a few seconds. Sorry, can you see that? Hold and line up, same on the other side, and then the same over here. Oh, I just popped that open, thought I did. And sorry, let's try that one again. Same over here on these little bits. And you just fold those up, hold those in place just for a few seconds. Same over here. just for a few seconds, and then this is where you would put your DS in, or whatever it was that you were going to put in there. Now, these measurements, I have done it so that actually this line here is exactly in the middle of the box. So let me tell you, it is 5 inches, so that's actually sitting at exactly 2.5 inches. The other way round, it's slightly different. It's 2.25 there. So when you're putting it together, make sure that you've got that in the middle, because the designer series paper I've chosen, or I've cut to size, will only fit if it's like this. If you try and put it that way around, you've got a big gap and you've got overlapping, and it just doesn't look pretty. So make sure you've got them the right way round. Now, where's my snail? Put a snail on the back of those, and then line that up. And it does help to have the game in here, because obviously it's sturdy and I can lean quite heavily on it. Oops. Right, now the belly band. This is where it gets interesting because of the measurement of this, excuse me, of the game and the way it is laid out. I can't put a belly band that goes that way round because the side's open. I need one that goes this way round, and there is no cardstock unless you were going to cut a piece of 12 by 12 on the diagonal that is long enough. So we're going to create a sort of a hidden closure. And what I've got is, this is the bit that was left over from the 7-inch cardstock. This is 1.25 inches. This is the bit that's left over. And then I've got a bit of designer series paper in exactly the same, that's 1 inch, that is the full 12 by 12 length, or the 12-inch length I should say. And I'm just going to layer that over the middle, and it will poke off a little bit either end. It's not a problem, I'm losing my voice. Excuse me. And you will see now that when I come to close this, or wrap it round I should say, it's not going to meet in the middle. You see? It's a problem, but actually it's not a problem. Don't pull it too tight, by the way, because actually you'll make it difficult to slide it on and off. What we're going to do is we're going to create this little circle effect here, because as you can see, that doesn't meet in the middle either. But you see, I can fix anything, I can do all sorts, it's not a problem. I've got some more cardstock in the Naturals Ivory. I'm going to have a big circle, and that's what I'm going to use to help keep this closed. It does need something quite strong. I'm going to use Tombow because even for this, snail isn't going to work. So what you need to do is put the Tombow on either end of the little band rather than to this, because you might risk sticking it actually to the box. So, oops, I'm going to hold that for a second just while I show you the stamp that I'm going to use, which is going to be from the Mix Bunch, and that's this one. And I'm going to stamp and pop this out a couple of times. Is that holding? Yay, that's holding. So, let me get this one out, pop it on my block, and then my smoky slate, and stamp that twice. And then a second time. And although this project isn't going to be one, you know, this one I'm not going to be giving to Luke, he's not getting 2 DS games off us, one is enough. You know, you can obviously decorate it to however you want and for whatever purpose, you know, for whoever the gift is for. If it's for a lady, put floral things on perhaps. You could put sentiments, happy birthday, anything. Doesn't really matter. The thing about making handmade boxes is that you make them to fit your needs and your project. Right, take one of these, and I'm just going to snip down a little bit further just so I can curl slightly. And my bone folder, curl that over. And then some glue. I can't find my glue dots, so I have to put somewhere on the back. Just for now. Back into the middle there. And then this one I'll just have to recurl up just for a second. Pop that slightly off centre. I haven't got an embellishment for the middle because I didn't think about it until I'm doing it now. But there you go. That's how to make and put together a box that does, you know, it does fit a DS perfectly, or DS game I should say, absolutely perfectly, but it will fit other things as well. Let me see if I can get this belly band on. This is why you don't make them too tight, because you can't get it back on. There we go. And it will just slide down, and this one hopefully the glue has shut, and there you go, that slides up and down as well. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you like what I've done. I hope Luke is going to be pleased with this when he gets his present on his birthday. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.